From translation, Net New English Translation. This 5th day of the year. Today we are reading passages Genesis 16 to 18. Genesis chapter 16, verses 1 to 16. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, had borne him no children. But she had an Egyptian servant whose name was Hagar. So Sarai said to Abram, "Since the Lord has prevented me from bearing children, go to my servant, perhaps I can have children through her." And Abram did what Sarai said. After Abram had lived in the land of Canaan for 10 years, Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar the Egyptian, her servant, and gave her to Abram, her husband, as a wife for him. He slept with Hagar, and she became pregnant. When she saw that she had become pregnant, she despised her mistress. Then Sarai said to Abram, "You are responsible for my suffering. I put my servant in your embrace, and when she saw that she had become pregnant, she despised me. May the Lord judge between you and me." But Abram said to Sarai, "Your servant is in your power. Do to her what you think best." So Sarai treated her harshly, and she ran away from Sarai. The angel of the Lord found her by a spring of water in the wilderness, the spring on the way to Shur. He said, "Hagar, servant of Sarai, where have you come from and where are you going?" She said, "I am running away from my mistress Sarai." The angel of the Lord said to her, "Return to your mistress and submit to her authority." The angel of the Lord said to her, "I will greatly multiply your descendants." And he added, "See, you are pregnant and will give birth to a son. You shall name him Ishmael, for the Lord has heard your painful groaning. He will be a wild donkey of a man. His hand will be against everyone, and everyone's hand will be against him. He will live away from his brothers." So she called the Lord who spoke to her, "You are the God who sees me," for she said, "Have I really seen God and remained alive after seeing him?" This is why the well was called Beer Lahai Roi. It is between Kadesh and Bird. So Hagar gave birth to Abram's son, and Abram named his son, whom Hagar bore, Ishmael. Abram was 86 years old when Hagar bore Ishmael to him. Hagar bore Abram a son, and Abram named his son, whom Hagar bore, Ishmael. Abram was 86 years old when Hagar bore Ishmael to him. Genesis chapter 17, verses 1 to 27. When Abram was 99 years old, the Lord appeared to Abram and said to him, "I am God Almighty. Walk before me and be blameless. Then I will make my covenant between me and you, and I will greatly multiply your descendants." Abram fell to his face, and God spoke with him, "As for me, this is my covenant with you. You will be the father of many nations. No longer will you be called Abram, but your name will be Abraham, for I have made you a father of many nations. I will make you very fruitful. I will make nations of you, and kings will come from you. I will establish my covenant as an everlasting covenant between me and you and your descendants after you, to be God to you and to your descendants after you. I will give to you and to your descendants after you the land where you are currently residing, all the land of Canaan, as an everlasting possession, and I will be their God." Then God said to Abraham, "As for you, you must keep my covenant, you and your descendants after you, throughout their generations. This is my covenant that you must keep. Every male among you must be circumcised. You must circumcise the flesh of your foreskin, and that will be a sign of the covenant between me and you. Throughout your generations, every male among you who is 8 days old must be circumcised, including those born in your house or bought with money from any foreigner, those who are not your descendants. Whether born in your house or bought with your money, they must surely be circumcised. My covenant will be in your flesh as an everlasting covenant. Any uncircumcised male who has not been circumcised in the flesh of his foreskin will be cut off from his people. He has broken my covenant." Then God said to Abraham, "As for Sarai your wife, you must not call her Sarai, for Sarah will be her name. I will bless her, and I will certainly give you a son by her. I will bless her, and she will become nations. Kings of peoples will come from her." Then Abraham fell to his face and laughed, and said to himself, "Will a son be born to a man who is 100 years old? Will Sarah, who is 90 years old, bear a child?" And Abraham said to God, "May Ishmael live before you." Then God said, "No, your wife Sarah will bear you a son, and you will name him Isaac. I will establish my covenant with him as an everlasting covenant for his descendants after him. But I will confirm my covenant with Isaac, whom Sarah will bear to you at this time next year. As for Ishmael, I have heard you. I will surely bless him, make him fruitful, and give him many descendants. He will become the father of 12 princes, and I will make him into a great nation. But my covenant I will establish with Isaac, whom Sarah will bear to you at this time next year." When he finished speaking with Abraham, God went up from him. Then Abraham took Ishmael his son, all the servants born in his house, and all those purchased with his money, every male among the members of Abraham's household, and he circumcised them that very day, just as God had told him to do. Abraham was 99 years old when he was circumcised, and his son Ishmael was 13 years old when he was circumcised. Both Abraham and his son Ishmael were circumcised on the same day. And all the men of his household, those born in his house and those purchased with money from a foreigner, were circumcised with him. Genesis chapter 18, verses 1 to 33. The Lord appeared to Abraham while he was sitting at the entrance of his tent during the heat of the day. He looked up and saw 3 men standing across from him. When he saw them, he ran from the entrance of his tent to meet them and bowed low to the ground. He said, "My Lord, if I have found favor in your sight, please do not pass by your servant. Let a little water be brought, and you can all wash your feet and rest under the tree. And let me bring a piece of bread so that you can strengthen yourselves before continuing on your way, since you have passed by your servant." They replied, "Do as you have said." So Abraham hurried to the tent to Sarah and said, "Quick, 3 seahs of fine flour, knead it and make bread." Then Abraham ran to the herd and selected a fine, tender calf and gave it to a servant, who quickly prepared it. He then brought curds and milk and the calf that had been prepared, and he set it before them. They ate while he was standing near them under the tree. They asked him, "Where is Sarah your wife?" He replied, "There in the tent." One of them said, "I will surely return to you at this time next year, and Sarah your wife will have a son." Now Sarah was listening at the entrance of the tent, which was behind him. Abraham and Sarah were old and advanced in years. Sarah had passed the age of childbearing, so Sarah laughed to herself, thinking, "After I am worn out will I have pleasure, especially when my husband is also old." The Lord said to Abraham, "Why did Sarah laugh, saying, 'Will I really bear a child when I am old? Is anything too difficult for the Lord?' At the appointed time I will return to you at this time next year, and Sarah will have a son." But Sarah denied it, saying, "I did not laugh, for she was afraid." He, however, said, "No, but you did laugh." The men got up from there and looked out over Sodom. As they were leaving, Abraham walked with them to send them on their way. The Lord said, "Should I hide from Abraham what I am about to do, since Abraham will surely become a great and powerful nation, and all the nations on earth will be blessed through him? For I have chosen him, so that he may command his children and his household after him, to keep the way of the Lord by doing what is right and just, in order that the Lord may bring about for Abraham what he has promised him." So the Lord said, "The outcry against Sodom and Gomorrah is so great, and their sin so grievous, that I will go down and see if what they have done is as bad as the outcry that has reached me. If not, I will know." The 2 men turned and went towards Sodom, but Abraham remained standing before the Lord. Then Abraham approached and said, "Will you sweep away the righteous with the wicked? What if there are 50 righteous people in the city? Will you really sweep it away and not spare the place for the sake of the 50 righteous people who are in it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, to kill the righteous with the wicked, treating the righteous and the wicked alike. Far be it from you, should not the judge of all the earth do what is right?" So the Lord said, "If I find in Sodom 50 righteous people in the city, I will spare the whole place for their sake." Then Abraham spoke up again. "Now behold, I have taken it upon myself to speak to the Lord, I who am but dust and ashes. What if there are 5 less than the 50 righteous people? Will you destroy the whole city for lack of 5? And he said, "I will not destroy it if I find 45 there." Then he said, "What if there are 40 there?" And he said, "I will not do it for the sake of the 40. Then he said, "What if there are 30 there?" And he said, "I will not do it if I find 30 there." Then he said, "What if there are 20 there?" And he said, "I will not destroy it for the sake of the 20. Then he said, "What if there are 10 there?" And he said, "I will not destroy it for the sake of the 10. When the Lord had finished speaking with Abraham, he went away, and Abraham returned to his place.